Well. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. I did a little remodeling. Hope everybody's having a great beginning to the week. It's a Monday. And you know what we do Mondays? The same thing we do Monday through Friday. We stack sats here on the show. It's Eclipse Day. But we all know that the real eclipse is happening because the Bitcoin is eclipsing the dollar in terms of value. Oh man, did we hit an all-time high? I don't know, I didn't notice. You know, it's just you know, it's just gonna happen, right? Oh, we're close. We're close to breaking the new all-time high. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, cool. Okay, we're pretty high up there. 71,800. Wow, I can't wait to check the updates on that stack, on the 100 stacks challenge, and on the normal DCA for the day. First of all, let's get started with a round of applause from the live studio audience for Garrett, for Leonard, and for J-Dub in the house. What up, J-Dub? What up, plebs? LFG, new all-time high this week. Let's go. Man, that's wild, right? It's wild. So that's how it goes, though. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. We're gonna keep stacking, and don't let anybody persuade you, dissuade you from buying the best thing you can buy. Stacking sats. All right. Let's get this going. Let's jump into the sat strength because you know. Oops. The sat strength is strong today. Gee, the price of Bitcoin is $71,800.16. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Another way to think about this is how many fractions of a Bitcoin can you buy for a single dollar? And today is probably one of the lowest ones I've seen during the show. You can buy 1,392 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, 100 pennies, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So, right now, sats are cheap. They're not as cheap as they used to be, but they're still pretty cheap, right? You can buy 1,392 for a single dollar. Another way to look at it is if you're walking down the street, minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could turn that penny into 13.92 Satoshis. When we started the show, we were getting 39 Satoshis for a penny, sometimes 40 Satoshis for a penny. This is incredible. It's pretty wild. It's one of the good days, one of the days to celebrate, guys, when the thesis is coming true. And the proof is in the numbers. And we're just going to keep going. Okay, it's just the beginning. Round of applause from the live studio audience for BTC. Moon Guy, what up? Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here. Yeah, it's stoked. Today's a pretty fun day because, you know, it's always fun when we're in the positive. And pretty much at this point, anybody who's ever bought Bitcoin in the history of Bitcoin and is holding Bitcoin is in gains, right? You're in positives. Like we're so right? Like nobody's losing any money on Bitcoin right now, right? No, unless you bought at, let's see, at 73,800, then you're down like, let's see, you're down like 3%, 2%, right? But still, come on, it's crazy, right? So pretty much anybody who's ever said Bitcoin is not going to work, it's working. It's working. Okay. All right. So let's get into the next segment of the show that we like to call Why We Stack. Hard Hodl in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Hodl. What up? I bought up there at the top twice. Let's talk about it because the top quickly becomes the bottom. And if you continue to DCA over time, you know, you buy Bitcoin, you hold Bitcoin, and you get wealthy, or you get wealthier, right? The more satoshis you stack, the more Bitcoin you buy and hold in your own custody, the quicker your wealth. It's like a multiplier. Okay, it's like a multiplier effect. The more satoshis, the more Bitcoin you have, the faster you'll get to your savings goals, right? BTC Moon Guy says keep on stacking, dudes, and it's exactly the right advice. It's exactly what you need to do. It is boring in a way, right? Boring. What do you mean? I don't get to figure out when to buy it, when to sell it. No, just buy it, take custody, and do something else, right? Have fun with your life. Spend your time with your family. Spend your time with the people you want to spend your time with. Spend the time doing things you want to do. right BTC Moon Guy, we're so bored right now. I'm so bored. I took up the guitar again. I've always played guitar. I played guitar in jazz band when I was in high school. That's right. I forgot a bunch of stuff, but I picked up the guitar in the past couple of weeks, and I've been kind of playing a lot, and some of that stuff's coming back, and I'm learning new stuff on top of the foundation I already had, right? As also for those of you guys that don't know, I am a fan of what we call fanny packs. I'm bringing them back, one fanny pack at a time. Yes, I rock the fanny pack because it's my duty as a dad. From bring the 90s back. Fanny packs are cool. I don't care what you say. I don't care what people say. Fanny packs are cool. Let me know in the chat if you're pro or against fanny pack. Bitcoin branded fanny pack, that would be so awesome. BTC Moon Guy. Sorry, I had to get my my badge. So when I do rock a fanny pack that doesn't have Bitcoin branding, I pin this guy on there, the Bitcoin pin. I pin this on there, and all my fanny packs become Bitcoin branded fanny packs. In case it missed a gigantic B on my chest. But yes, let's just have fun. You know, today is one of the days when we're right. So let's just have fun. Okay. If you're new to Bitcoin, you don't know what the heck's going on, right? You're missing out. It's the best way for you to preserve and grow the value of your wealth, your purchasing power. When your purchasing power increases, you can buy more things, or you can afford things with less of your actual life force, with less of your actual work hours, right? Imagine if you could go back in time and give yourself a continuous retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin. That is exactly what saving in Bitcoin does for you. If you work for X amount of hours, you take those hours worth of compensation and you buy Bitcoin with that compensation, with that value. You've exchanged some of your life force, some of your time for that value in terms of money, in terms of dollars, or whatever your government money happens to be. And then you take that value and you exchange it for Bitcoin. And now that value is represented in Bitcoin, in Satoshis, in fractions of a Bitcoin. And for as long as you hold that, as the money debases and the currency that you originally worked in loses purchasing power, the purchasing power of your Bitcoin, the purchasing power of your Satoshis will continue to go up. And when that happens, what's really happening? Well, what's really happening is that before, when you had to spend an hour's worth of labor to buy a certain thing, maybe after the price of Bitcoin goes up 100%, which is pretty much has since the beginning of the show, you now only have to exchange a half hour of your life for that thing that used to cost you a whole hour's worth of your life, right? So as your purchasing power increases, you free yourself from having to work all those hours, or you can continue to work all those hours and then continue to huddle that extra value you're now earning and continue the cycle to make the cycle even stronger, right? It's up to you how much you want to stack. But once you understand what's happening, once you understand what's actually happening when you're saving in Bitcoin, then on your own, without me having to tell you, or without anybody else having to tell you, you're going to realize that, hey, you know what? This is just the beginning. The more Bitcoin I stack, the easier life gets, the more stuff I can afford, the less I have to work. Shoot, I should be stacking harder, right? And then you're going to be like, well, what is the opportunity cost of me buying that thing that's going to make me feel good for whatever, a Starbucks coffee, or for a fancy pair of shoes, or something like that. What's the opportunity cost of me feeling that immediate gratification of a Starbucks coffee, or like a new pair of shoes that I don't really need, right? Or something that you don't really need, in exchange for the opportunity cost of that value increasing my purchasing power over time. And you're gonna find yourself comparing the benefit of the thing that you're gonna buy as opposed to the potential benefit of just holding the satoshis instead, right? Like, is it better for me to buy that thing, or is it better for me to just invest and get a little bit more Bitcoin, because I know that the value I spent on that thing is going to increase as the price of Bitcoin goes up relative to the debasing dollar, right? So that is what, then you start making all of your decisions based on the opportunity cost of not investing that value into Bitcoin, okay? And you might think to yourself, well, how much money should I keep in cash? How much money should I keep in dollars? Only keep the amount of dollars you are okay with getting debased on. Okay? The real risky asset here is the dollar. Only hold as many dollars as you're okay with being debased on. Okay? Sounds wild, but that's a way to flip it on them. Okay? Now, we don't only talk about stacking sats here on the show Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Eastern. We actually do it. We buy Bitcoin here every day of the week to show you that it's not impossible, that it's doable, that if this dude on the internet can do it and stack slow and steady over time, you can do it too. Okay? I'm here to help with your questions. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help you figure out what Bitcoin is and avoid all these other poop coins that are just there as a way for someone else to rug pull you and take your money. Okay? I'm here to help you understand Bitcoin. I'm here to help you understand that taking custody of your Bitcoin is one of the most important things you can do. Okay? And I'm here to help you figure out how to do that stuff if you get stuck. Okay? And if you have a family member, a friend, they've been trying to orange pill for a while, but they're just not getting it, maybe they need to hear it from somebody else. Maybe they need to hear it from me. Okay? I know it's a bold statement, right? But sometimes there's things that in your day-to-day relationships that people can't hear what you're saying for whatever reason, right? It could just be on that certain topic. They just don't want to hear it, right? But maybe they want to hear it from somebody else, right? Maybe they could hear it from somebody else and not have a bias of whatever you guys' history is, right? So if you want to orange pill a family member or a friend, bring him to the show. Let me know in the chat that they are here to learn about Bitcoin, and I will meet them where they're at and tell them, what the idea is here, what we're trying to understand, and see if it makes sense to them if I explain it to them, right? And if not, well, no big deal, right? At least you get to hear it a different way, right? We can do that right now because our audience is below 10 subscribers, right? I'm sorry, not 10 subscribers, sorry, 10 concurrent viewers, right? So now's I want to take advantage of that. Instead of seeing that as something negative, I see it as something positive because it lets me tailor the show exactly to what you guys need, exactly to what you guys want to see, and have fun. Okay, so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm here for. We're stacking sats, and again, if you want somebody orange pill, just bring him over. Bring him into my bat cave. Bring him into the orange pill cave, the orange cave. Okay. All right. Moving on. The orange lounge sounds better. The orange lounge. Take a walk on the orange side. Okay. All right. That said, it's time to stack. It's time to do our stack recap. Here we go. Stack recap. I cracked myself up. All right. So Today, let's look at 2024 first, because I don't want to, let's make it exciting. Let's make it exciting. Here we go. Browser. Boom. Just in 2024, we've stacked 4.2 million Satoshis at about $20 a day. Some days we did a quadruple buy. Some days we did a double buy. Some days we did, did we do anything more than that? No. The biggest buy we've done is about $80. Most of them have been between $40 and $20. Okay. The way we're set up is we buy $20 every weekday, and we buy a double stack if the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price for 2024, which it hasn't in a while. Okay. So most of the time we're buying $20 here. If the price of Bitcoin drops below our overall lowest purchase during 2024, we'll buy a quadruple stack, which is an $80 stack. Okay. If that happens, I'm telling you what, I'm buying more than the quadruple stack. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Okay. All right. So we're up about 43%. Don't get too excited. It just means that it's going to cost us 43% more weaker dollars today to buy the same amount of Satoshis that we purchased in the past. For $2,000, it's going to cost us $3,000 now if we buy the same amount of Satoshis, because the dollar is losing purchasing power against Bitcoin, and so it takes more weaker dollars today to buy the same amount of Bitcoin that we bought in the past. Okay? This is exactly what it is. I mean, this is not a flex that we're up 40% because I never plan on selling. Okay? This is just a reflection of the weakening of the dollar. You need 43.6% more dollars today to buy the same stuff. And this stuff doesn't have to be Satoshis. It can also be food. It could be rent. It could be a home, right? You're having to work harder, about 43% more work to buy the same stuff, right? That goes the same for everything, every other kind of asset, every other kind of thing, right? The prices have gone up in terms of dollars, okay? But in terms of Bitcoin, the prices are down, right? Burrito index. Sorry if I bore you guys with the burrito index. Let me know in the chat how you guys feel about the burrito index. I want to know. I could stop doing it, right? But if you're new here, you got to understand this. October 3rd, I started tracking how much it cost me to buy my favorite burrito: beans, cheese, sour cream, and carne asada. $13.70. Okay. If I were to take the same amount of dollars and convert them to Bitcoin at the price of Bitcoin on October 3rd, then it would have cost me 49,603 Satoshis to buy that burrito. Today, if I were to go and buy that same burrito at the price of Bitcoin today, it would only cost me 19,091 Satoshis, which is a savings of 61.51%. That means that the purchasing power of my Satoshis went up 61.51% since October. Okay? So if you're struggling with having to work 2 jobs and an Uber on the side to make ends meet, right? Struggle a little bit longer, but take the money you're earning from your Uber on the side, the extra cash, right? The stuff that you're putting in a little bit extra, put that into Bitcoin, right? Because as you put it into Bitcoin, your purchasing power is going to increase, right? And even if it's just $10 a week, $20 a week, $100 a week, a month, whatever, right? That value is going to continue to accumulate, and it's going to go up, okay? And as it goes up, your purchasing power increases, and life starts to get easier, right? And all of a sudden you have a thing that's creating wealth for you. And all you had to do was hold it, right? All we have to do today, since we started the show back in May 22nd, 2023, we started with $5 a day. And then we switched to Swan Bitcoin, so we had to do a minimum of $10 a day, right? We switched to $10 a day, and then the price was so good, we had to pump it up to $20 a day. So anyway, these are all the buys since the beginning of the show. Every one of these buys, with the exception of maybe like 5 of them, there's a show on this channel where we actually went in there and bought it live. Okay? I've spent for my personal stash, my personal money, right? I get my money through my regular job, right? And I've been selling a bunch of stuff that I have in the house that are from hobbies that I don't do anymore. things that are just taking up space around my house. I sell stuff and I work my regular job, okay? And I stack here on the show so I can show you guys how easy it is, okay? We have I've invested $5,591 since the beginning of the show, and that value of the satoshis that I've stacked, 14.9 million satoshis, is now $10,000, right? We're up 91%, right? Let's go back to the same example. If we were to buy the same amount of satoshis today, since we started buying on the show, I would have to pay 91% more, right? It's going to cost me 91% more to buy the same amount of satoshis, right? And I'm telling you guys, if the beauty of the show here, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, is that you are able to follow along from the beginning, right? And get motivated and inspired to do it for yourself, okay? You can do $5, you can do $10 a day, $10 every other day, whatever your schedule you decide to go on, it's worth it. It's worth it, okay? BTC Moon guy said it. Yes, I sold a bunch of stuff too. I'm telling you, that stuff is just gonna build you. It's just gonna clutter your clutter your space, clutter your mind, because you have to think about where everything is, right? Anyway, 91%. Dude, nothing in the past year. Okay, let's be honest. Nothing in the past year could have got you a 91% gain for doing nothing. For doing nothing but buying it, taking it off the exchange and into self-custody, and chilling out, hanging out with your family, going back to doing more work, figuring out ways to make a little extra money on the side. You'll get more motivated to make extra money on the side once you understand that putting that money into a savings vehicle like Bitcoin is actually going to increase your purchasing power, right? You're going to go and you're going to do the extra hour of overtime at work because you know that 1 hour of overtime, even though they're going to tax the crap out of it, that 1 hour of overtime today is only going to be whatever your pay rate is, right? But if you take that value that the extra hour of overtime represents and you put it into Bitcoin and you hold it, then like I said at the beginning, you're going back in time and giving yourself a perpetual retroactive raise for that 1 extra hour of overtime you already did, right? Until you sell that Bitcoin that value represents, right? Hopefully you don't sell it because that benefit's going to continue, right? Because unless the situation changes and the government decides to all of a sudden stop printing money out of thin air, right? The value of your Bitcoin's going to continue to go up. It's just I can't guarantee it, but I can guarantee the government's going to keep printing money. I can guarantee that the banks are going to keep issuing debt, right? Even if they're not issuing debt to poor people right now because the high interest rate, they're definitely issuing debt to big businesses with cash flow, right? And what happens when big banks issue debt? What happens when the government approves spending on Ukraine or whatever, or a tax cut here or a tax cut there or a backstop for a bank? It doesn't matter who's doing it, if it's Democrats or Republicans. What matters is that they're creating more monetary units. The government's creating monetary units in their way. Banks are creating more monetary units in their way. And their monetary units, their dollars that they're creating out of nothing, are the same ones that you have to work for. Okay? And so as more units come into existence, the value of each unit drops, gets debased. And that's why we're moving the value. As soon as we earn the value, yeah, pay me in dollars, that's fine. But as soon as I earn that value, I'm going to pay whatever I got to pay, and I'm going to move the value into Bitcoin because it's a better store of value, right? It's not even, it's going to keep increasing in purchasing power, okay? All right, so I kind of blacked out there for a second, guys. I don't know where we're at, but let's keep it going. Oh yeah, we're doing the stack recap. We're doing a stack recap. Going back to the stack. Oop, sorry. There we go. Stack recap. All right, so now we're here, and we're good. We're happy. Okay. The other thing that we started doing recently is the 100 stacks challenge. Okay. There's a popular thing on TikTok right now where people save 100. It's called the 100 envelopes challenge, and you save You take 100 envelopes, you number them 1 through 100, and you put however much money each number on the envelope has for 100 days. So one envelope could have $1 in it. One envelope could have $100 in it. Envelope 50 is gonna have $50 in it, right? It doesn't matter what order you do them in, but you gotta do one envelope a day for 100 days. That's 3 months and 10 days. Okay. If you're able to successfully do that challenge, you end up with about $5,050 in cash. Okay, that you've been holding for 3 months and 10 days. Okay, so why is that important? Because you're doing all the hard work of making the effort to work extra to sell stuff and to make it possible for you to save that money, but you're fumbling the ball at the end zone because you're saving it in dollars. And by the time the 3 months and 10 days get there, you might have lost maybe 20% of your purchasing power depending on how fast Bitcoin goes up, right? So we're taking that challenge, we modified it here for the show, and we call it the 100 stacks challenge. Okay, I'm kind of iffy on the titles here, but on the official notepad or the official sheet is called 100 Day Bitcoin Savings Challenge, and we're up finally. Right? Over the weekend, I bought on Sunday I bought the $10 slot, and on Saturday I bought the $10 slot because the price was going up. And today, you get to help me decide if we're gonna buy the next line, the $10 line, or if we're gonna buy the $76 line. Okay, so far these are the investments I've made here live during the show. If you want to do the 100 stacks challenge, you want to track your progress, you can clone this sheet by typing in 100 stacks !100 stacks in the chat, and you'll get a link to the template for this sheet where my settings will be on there, but just clear out my entries and you can put your own numbers in there, and then you'll have a sheet to track your 100 stacks. Okay. All right. So now that we know how much we're going to stack for today's regular show dollar cost average, which is going to be $20, and I'll poll you guys to see which number we do for the 100 stacks. Okay, so let's get into it. There's only one thing left to do, and that is it's time to stack some sets. Hopefully I'm still logged into my Swan. See? Looks like it. All right. All right, we're back. So, just so you know, I stack over at Swan Bitcoin. If you sign up to Swan to stack the way I stack here on the show, you'll get $10 worth of free Bitcoin after I think your first transaction. Okay, so check that out. And there it is. Mother loving sets. Stacks the mother loving sets. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the browser. Today I'm doing $20 for our normal stack. Okay, I'll get this preview going. Copy said preview. Scroll down so I don't dox myself, and then come back. Cut the music. Drum roll, please. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin right now for the show. I don't even know what episode this is. Let me check. And just like that, Bitcoin has been purchased, but I need to see the amount. Woo! So today's episode 195. Episode 195 is almost in the books. There it is. There it is. It just came through. So just like that, Bitcoin has been purchased. And after we stack, we chill. Put a little post purchase jam track session. I don't know. All right. All right. Now let's do a poll to see if we're gonna buy to see if we're gonna buy line number 10 or line number 76 today. Okay. Here we go. Set up a poll. Start a poll. 100 stacks amount. Question mark. $10. Boom. Or $76. $76. Bam. The people, let me know what you guys think. if we should buy the $10 line today, since the price of Bitcoin is so high to the new all-time high, or if you're bullish as ever and it doesn't matter, just buy whatever, buy the $76 line, because in the end, it doesn't matter. This is just a new bottom for the future top. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna blow my nose a little bit. Oh yeah, better. All right, it looks like $10 today. Maybe. Nope. No votes. I have 0 votes here. What's going on? Is this thing on? Hello? All right. Well, you guys are choosing to vote or not. Let me know if the vote. Let me know if the vote pops up. If the poll pops up. Okay. There it goes. There we go. We got some votes coming in now. All right. Here we go. All right. A $10 buy so far. $10 buy so far. Okay. We'll let it ride. All right. Let's vote. Let's keep the vote going. While the vote is going, I'm gonna update the spreadsheet. Okay. With today's buy. Right here. Okay. Today is 4/8/24. We bought at the price of $71,841, and we bought $20 worth of Bitcoin. That yielded 0.0002761 Bitcoin. In other words, 27,651 Satoshis have been added to the stack. We're now at 4.2 million Satoshis for 2024. We're going to move this data over to the cumulative tracking sheet. Let's see if we can hit 15,000. Sorry, 15 million Satoshis. I don't think so, right? Maybe tomorrow. Boom. No, for sure not. For sure not until tomorrow. All right. And does that take us to 15 million Satoshis? Nope, doesn't. So tomorrow we'll hit 15 million Satoshis, 0.15 Bitcoin for the cumulative stack. That'd be awesome. Okay, so, all right. Let's wrap up the poll so we can do the buy for today's line. Okay, there we go. Ending the poll. Got some votes in here, and the people have spoken. Today, we're gonna buy line number a $10 line, because let's see, $10 line. It's gonna be right here. Okay, we'll buy line number 8. So this will be 4/8/24. All right, and it's gonna be for $10. Let me make that buy right now. Okay. $10. Here's a preview. Okay. Look at my preview now so I can get my notes. Copy that. Okay, scroll down. All right, here we go. We're making the purchase of $10 for the 100 stacks challenge. Here we go. What up, Carlos? Welcome to the stream. There it is, just like that. Another stack has been stacked here on the Stack Sats show. And when we say sats, we're not talking about some poop coin. We're talking about Satoshis, son. Satoshis, fractions of a Bitcoin. Staying up late watching WrestleMania. Let's go. I love wrestling. Recently I got into sumo wrestling, dude. Like, not participating in it, but watching it. I've been watching, look up Grand Sumo on YouTube. Grand Sumo. They do like the whole, it's like 14 days of tournament, but they take all the fights and they cut off all the extra stuff. They just do the fight and a little recap, and it's all in English commentary. So it's really cool. You really learn about sumo wrestling, and it's pretty impressive. These guys do some pretty cool stuff, you know? It's not just a bunch of overweight dudes fighting each other. These guys are actually pretty strong. They have technique. They have skills. It's awesome. thing to watch. Anyway, Grand Sumo. I approve. One day, I've been watching with my kids too. My kids love it. We know we know most of the wrestlers now by name, even though their names are in Japanese. We'll recognize them. They all have the little quirks, the little features, the little funny things about, not funny, but little things about them. And it's really cool. It's really cool. Like we added to our bucket list of things to do that one day we're all gonna go to an actual sumo match in Japan, and just go to a live event. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, you caught me off guard there with the WrestleMania comment. I love it. All right, so where was I? Blacked out again for a second. All right, so we just purchased the stack for the 100 stacks. Let's update that real quick. There you go. It's gonna be. It went through, right? Yeah. Okay, it went through. So we got. Let's see. We bought at $71,869. We paid $10. And it yielded 0.000137775 Bitcoin, which translates to 13,775 Satoshis. And our stack for the savings so far, we're up about what, $80. Okay, so if we were saving this money in our envelopes in cash, right? Our purchasing power would be down about 3.5%, and now the value of our quote unquote envelopes, quote unquote lines that we're saving in, we're actually $80 up, right? So it would have been as if somebody magically came into your 100 stacks challenge, added an extra envelope, 101, the 101st envelope, and just put a little extra $80 in there for you. You know how nice, right? It's called inflation. The inflation fairy, the inflation fairy that normally goes through and steals from people's bank account, came through to your 100 stacks envelopes, to your 100 stacks tracker, and instead of stealing from you, it added some $80 to that, right? How nice, right? Stack sats, and the inflation fairy will come visit you and actually give you money. And give you purchasing power. Isn't that nice? It's wild, huh? What up, Andrew in the house? Nice to see you in here. Andrew, confirm that you received the code I sent you. I sent it to you over Discord for the bitcoinerscloset.com shop. It's my shop, guys. I make Bitcoin stuff on there, like this thing. Wait, what is it called? Like my little pin. I made that sweater, designed it from scratch. I drew it in Illustrator. Same thing with this bee. Wait, I think I took the bee from the website, the Bitcoin website, but then I redrew it on Illustrator to get like the angle right of these little things, right? Same thing with that hat, Bitcoin hat on there. It's all in there. Received. I got it over OPA and replied to you. Oh, okay, cool. That's right. You did send it over OPA. Orange Pill app. If you guys aren't familiar with it, sign up. I think I have an affiliate link with them. I'm not sure. I can have a referral link. Anyway, all right. So that said, we've had a little fun. We've stacked a little sats. We've flexed a little on the no coiners. That's good. We didn't get too toxic, right? But let's go. We're winning. Let's go. Nice job. Congratulations to you for having the open mind to look into Bitcoin and to start stacking. Yeah, pat on the back. Pat on the back, because it's a big deal. You know, like when family members are not listening, when your friends think you're nuts for going all in on Bitcoin, right? Let's see, right? Let's see what happens, okay? Because so far, I haven't found what's wrong with this yet, right? The thesis is playing out, and what else is there to say, right? What else is there to say? Remember these days, because when it dips, and you might get scared and say, "Oh, I'm gonna sell my coins now before it dips or whatever." Don't sell. Okay, just hang on to it. Okay. Remember, if you start trading, you could lose out. You might think you're taking profits now that we're close to the top of the current top, right? But then something will happen that's outside of your control, outside of what anybody could predict. And next thing you know, it just takes off on you and you're out because you took profits waiting for it to come back down so you could buy in again. But it never comes back down enough for you to actually take profits, and then you won't be able to buy the same amount of Satoshis you had before had you just waited, had you just held on. Okay? So hodl or buy more. There is no sell. Okay? Not financial advice. You do what you want to do, but I'm just saying. Okay? Just a guy on the internet that draws funny Bitcoin things and is asking you to subscribe, smash that like button, and all that good stuff. Trust me, bro. Don't trust me, bro. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody on the internet. Okay? Even me. Okay? Verify. Do the research. Right? Before you invest a single penny. Okay? Read the books. Do the research. Right? Download my spreadsheet. Look through the numbers. Make sure there's nothing wonky going on in there. Right? It's open source. Kind of open source, right? The show is open source, right? I'm not hiding anything from you. You watch me buy the stuff. You watch me track it. So this is the real deal. Okay? One day, hopefully not someday, well, maybe someday soon. Someday, the holdings of this little show are gonna make this little show one of the most profitable shows on YouTube, maybe, right? Even though we're not even monetized, even though we're not even hitting 10 plus viewers a day, it doesn't matter, right? You don't need a lot to get started with Bitcoin. It's just a matter of getting started, getting off of zero, and taking the time to understand the technology and understand how the money system works, how it's stealing from you, and how Bitcoin is the solution for that. Okay, and here on the show, we're just scratching the surface of what Bitcoin is. Okay, I talk about the benefits of saving in Bitcoin, but there's a whole lot of other benefits of Bitcoin, right? Can't reverse transactions, immutability, right? Nobody can tell you if you can or when you can transact in Bitcoin. It's permissionless, right? You can actually validate transactions yourself. You don't have to trust anybody that they have your money. You have your money, right? So there's a whole lot of benefits that are a whole lot of features that Bitcoin is of what Bitcoin is. But I'm trying to keep this show as like entry level as possible, because I don't want to freak out somebody with too much technical stuff. Sometimes we get a little technical because you have to, right? You have to understand what an exchange does. You have to understand why you take your Bitcoin off of an exchange. You have to understand how to house that Bitcoin properly, safely, right? That's what we do the wallet stuff all the time, and we even did multi-sig last week. Okay. That said, if you have any questions about Bitcoin, if your family members have any questions about Bitcoin, if you want me to orange pill them, bring them to the show. Let me know in the chat that they're watching. Tell me their name, and I will talk to them directly. I'll make eye contact with them really awkwardly, and tell them why Bitcoin is the best thing you could do to preserve your value, to grow your purchasing power. Okay, I will do that for you. Okay, I'll do the hard work. All right, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Sat Show. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's really I feel happy, genuinely happy to have taken the time to start this show, because I get to see everybody in the chat and just kind of keep up and like know that if you're on the edge trying to like second guess yourself whether you're doing the right thing or not, you're doing the right thing. Okay, saving Bitcoin, build up your your purchasing power over time. Remember, Bitcoin is the way to give yourself a perpetual, retroactive, perpetually increasing raise on the hours you already worked for as long as you hold that Bitcoin. Okay, that's all I got. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But remember, until then, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.